to another video. Does he never stop? No, I'll never stop. Today the topic is why blues, or blues for shredders, or something like that. Anyway, and I'm going to talk about why I think blues is so important, especially for people who play this kind of stuff. Now, a couple of reasons really. First is know your history, because most of what we do is somehow rooted in the blues. That's where kind of Western rock music started. But that's maybe not as important as my main point, which is slow down every now and then. It doesn't have to be the blues, but a blues is great. You play a slow blues and you have time to think and to listen to what you're doing. Now, out of the window goes all of this stuff. And you have to actually think. Now, even there I was playing a bit too much. So it gives you time to think. You slow down. One thing us shredders are often not very good at is slowing down. And now I'm not saying that slowing down is better than playing fast. Us shredders deal mostly in the fast stuff. And I'm not saying that the fast stuff is better than the slow stuff. They're different things. And knowing both can basically only help you. The kind of diversity is great. And you don't have to be a proficient blues guitar player. You can dabble around in it a bit, because it will all help your playing. I'm not I wouldn't pass off as a proper blues player anytime. And but I have done it enough that it's actually been hugely beneficial to me. Not only in that I appreciate the slow stuff as well, but that I can kind of do some of that stuff properly. It's great. And you listen to someone like Yngwie Malmsteen. He's done his blues. You can tell he rarely does anything that reminds us of the blues. Even when he does blues, it's 100 notes a second. But he has kind of some stuff from there. And that brings me to the second point, which is this. Bends and vibrato. Now, if we're going to play a blues song, you cannot escape bends and vibrato, because it's going to be really boring and flat, unless you come up with something totally different, which is great in itself as well. But kind of a traditional way to play blues and blues would be that you need to use lots of bends and you need to use lots of vibrato. You need to have these sorted. And these are also some things that I've noticed some shredders are not too great at, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, in which case sue me. But when you play a blues, you have to have that stuff sorted. And you can even bend and do vibrato slightly off, and it can be fun. Some blues guys did stuff that was slightly off, but it was great. You can explore the kind of emotional qualities in music by different vibratos and different bends. And it's a great way to practice. Slowing down occasionally is great. You won't lose your technique or anything if you practice this stuff every once in a while. And if you think about it, something like the really early blues stuff where they only had an acoustic guitar and maybe a slide. The slide was replaced later on, and the acoustic guitar was later on replaced with an electric, and lots of people, like B.B. King for instance, mimicked the slide with bends and vibrato. So those things are always going to be present in the blues. So do your blues. It can only help. Really, Now, if you hate the blues, no, tough. But do try it. Even, and I say this with the greatest respect for blues as a genre. Some of it can be really boring. But then again, so can shred. But the great thing about playing something is it can be fun to play even if it's not fun to listen to. So play a blues song, you might find that you enjoy it even if you don't enjoy listening to blues, and you might gain an appreciation for it, and then you might start to explore it, and maybe you'll find someone that you like. And like I said earlier, Yngwie has his roots kind of 1 foot in the blues, or at least a bit. And Jeff Beck, for instance, he can just play any melody and make it sing, and that's largely because lots of the blues stuff, his phrasing is great, because he slows down occasionally, and the blues is a great way to do that. So get doing this stuff. And one other thing that you, of course, should notice when you play the blues is dynamics. It's not all there's lots of soft stuff going on. So, know your blues, practice your blues. You won't have to do a single blues gig if you don't want to, but it'll only help, I promise you. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and I'll be back with something else at some point. See you then. Take care. Bye.